Sometimes, it takes the deepest darkness to see the stars. For our town, that darkness came on what should have been a perfect summer afternoon. My daughter, Lily, was the heart of our community. Her laugh was like wind chimes. Her smile could melt the frost on a winter morning. She was only 17, with a future as bright and endless as the Montana sky she loved so much. Lily was an artist. She saw beauty everywhere, in the rust on an old fence, the way the light hit the dust motes in our barn, the kindness in a stranger's eyes. She carried her sketchbook everywhere, capturing the soul of our small town, a place where everyone knew everyone, where doors were never locked, and where we thought nothing truly bad could ever happen. That day, she went for a walk along Miller's Creek. Her favorite spot. She was going to sketch the wild roses that grew along the bank. She promised she'd be home for dinner. She never came home. The hours that followed were a blur of panic, of frantic calls, of a town holding its collective breath. The search started with a few neighbors, then dozens. Then it felt like the entire county was combing the woods and fields, calling her name. They found her sketchbook first, lying open by the water. The last page was an unfinished drawing of a rose, delicate and perfect. And then they found her. The official report called it a tragic accident, a slip on the slick rocks, a fall into the creek. But for me, for our town, the details didn't matter as much as the deafening silence she left behind. The grief was a physical weight, a thick fog that settled over our streets. Smiles became rare, conversations became hushed. The vibrancy Lily had captured in her drawings seemed to have vanished with her. We were a community adrift, lost in our shared sorrow. We gathered, we cried, we brought each other casseroles, but we were all islands of pain. The connections that had once defined us felt frayed, almost broken. It was during the first town council meeting after the tragedy that everything began to change. I stood up, my voice shaking, holding her last unfinished drawing. I told them about her dream. Lily had always said the path along Miller's Creek was beautiful but treacherous. She wanted to build a proper safe trail there, with benches and signs identifying the local flowers and birds she loved to draw. She wanted a place where everyone, from little kids to our oldest residents, could safely enjoy the nature she cherished. Her dream was simple, born of love for her home. And in that moment, in that stuffy town hall, her dream became our mission. It was a single spark in the overwhelming darkness. The council, moved and looking for a way to heal, unanimously approved the project. They named it Lily's Path. But this wasn't just a town council project. It was a town-wide barn raising. Old Mr. Henderson, a retired carpenter who hadn't left his house much in years, showed up with his toolbox. The high school football team gave up their Saturdays to haul gravel and clear brush. The gardening club volunteered to plant wildflowers along the path, the very ones Lily used to sketch. We worked side by side, shoulder to. We shared stories of Lily, yes, but we also shared stories about our own lives. We reconnected. The quiet man I only ever nodded to at the post office told me about his grandkids. The teenager who I thought was always scowling helped me carry a heavy stack of lumber. And we ended up laughing about a silly TV show. Through the sweat and the sawdust, the shared lunches and the tired evenings, we were rebuilding more than just a trail. We were rebuilding our community. Every nail hammered, every stone laid, was an act of remembrance, but also an act of defiance against the grief that had threatened to swallow us whole. We were turning our pain into something beautiful, something lasting. The day we opened Lily's Path was bittersweet. The whole town was there, the sun was shining, and the wild roses were in full bloom, as if she had painted them for us. We walked the trail together, a smooth, safe path winding along the creek. There were benches made from reclaimed wood, each with a small plaque featuring one of Lily's sketches. I watched a young mother push her stroller, pointing out the birds to a baby. I saw two elderly friends sitting on a bench, chatting quietly. I saw teenagers, the same ones who helped build it, walking the path, not with sadness but with a sense of quiet pride. In their faces, I saw hope. Lily's tragedy was the worst thing that ever happened to me, to our town. The pain of her loss is a scar I will carry forever. But her spirit, her love for this place and its people, didn't die with her. It transformed us. It reminded us that even in the face of unspeakable loss, we have the power to create, to connect, and to heal. Lily's Path is more than just a trail. It's a testament to the strength of community. It's a reminder that beauty can grow from the deepest sorrow. It's the place where our town found its heart again. And every time I walk it, I feel her there with me, sketching the beauty we built from our love for her. Thank you for letting me share our story. If you've been touched by our journey, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us share stories of hope and healing. Remember to cherish your community and the people in it.